Welcome everybody to another look at a film from 88 Films, and it is 1964's Jakoman and Tetsu. So this is directed by Kinji Fukasaku, who I've seen 16 other films from, and last year alone we looked at in several of his films, like some Message from Space, The Threat, Japan Organized Crime Boss, and this year alone we've looked at Hercule Proxy War and Legend of the Eight Samurai. So yeah, we're on a bit of a roll with looking at a lot of his films. And this is a drama clocking in at 100 minutes long. Stars the likes of Ken Takakura, who was in the likes of A Fugitive from the Past, The Yakuza, The Bullet Train, Wolves, Pigs and Men, and Golgo 13. And it also stars Tetsuro Tamba, who is also in the likes of Harakiri, You Only Live Twice, Free Outlaw Samurai, Revenge, and Submersion of Japan. So, set in 1947 in a small coastal village among the majestic snowy landscapes of Japan's northernmost island of Hokkaido, Tetsu returns from the war to help out his father, Kyobi, with the family herring fishing business. His arrival coincides with that of a one-eyed miscreant named Jakoman, who bears a long-standing grudge against Kirby and is intent on causing as much mayhem among the hordes of seasonal fishermen as possible. So I haven't seen the 1949 version of this, which was directed by Senkichi Taniguchi and featured Toshiro Mifune in the lead role. But this is the oldest film I've seen from the director, and certainly his most stripped back effort I've seen from him that I have, yeah, really had the chance to see. Although, to be honest, it was released the same year as Wolves, Pigs and Men. But that is to say that this film isn't reliant on violence or any real action, like that film that he also released the same year as this, but instead characterization and themes in a working class environment. Unfortunately, the dramatic stakes in this aren't all that interesting, while there is little special about it in terms of its cinematography and production. Thankfully, though, the cast is good, it is well paced, the characterization and themes are engaging, the character interactions are solid, and the score is decent. So yeah, I might seem like a bit of a downer on this, but I'm really not. It is a genuinely good drama, but and this is a problem I found with other directors is when you go back through their filmography rather than forwards, you end up having greater expectations because yeah, this is way more stripped back, way more characterful, not as reliant on action or anything like that as his future films would be. You know, all of those Yakuza films that he released in the late '60s and early '70s and such. It's nowhere near like that. And yeah, that knowing all of those films already did set my expectations a little bit askew because I did expect this to be a lot more action orientated, potentially a bit more on the violent side of things. But I guess the 12 rating should have given away that this is nowhere near going to be like his Yakuza efforts. But yeah, the black and white cinematography is really good in terms of the way the black and white actually is used, but the cinematography itself is a little bit plain Jane, I guess you could say. Um, but yeah, the biggest problem with this release is the actual version that is being used, and that is a yeah, it's not a great looking transfer to be honest on Blu-ray. It's in its 35:1 aspect ratio, but it's got the original mono 2.0 audio with new English subtitles, but it's not a good looking transfer whatsoever. You've got lots of flickers, lots of lines, lots of white spots in it and such. It's just yeah, it doesn't look like any work has been done on this, which is not typically the case. I think this was done by was it Toei? Yeah, they usually supply really rather good remasters of their work, to be honest. And yeah, this just doesn't look like it has any work done to it at all. You look at all the ones from Radiance Films, for instance, that have been released from them. I think we've had several from Toei from them before, or Eureka or Indicator. I think they've no, not Indicator, Eureka, Arrow Video. Yeah, Arrow Video have done some with Toei as well, and they've all looked really really good. Whereas this just doesn't look like anything's been done to it. Granted, the Blu-ray does mean it's not way near as bad as it would be if it was on DVD or anything like that. But yeah, it just doesn't look like much effort has been put into actually releasing the film in terms of the disc. But we do get a nice little booklet with this, with what looks like original artwork for it, or new artwork for it even. Inside you get cast and crew. Also had this film also had the alternative title of One Eyed Captain and Tetsu, and it was originally released on 8th of February 1964. I do like that little detail that they've given there, because I didn't know the original release date for this. And inside we've got Jakoman and Tetsu by Chris D. And yeah, this is actually a film that was co-written by Akira Kurosawa as well. So yeah, I guess it would have been interesting to have seen his directorial take on this. But yeah, that write-up is the only one in there. And then in terms of extras on the disc, we've got audio commentary by Tom Mez and Jasper Sharp, brand new filmed introduction by Mark Schilling, stills gallery, and we've got new and original commissioned artwork by Sean Longmore. Which, yeah, I really rather like the new artwork they got going for that. And yeah, 88 Films have been going for a bit more of a Radiance Films kind of really feel of things lately with these releases, because they're also doing these that go over the inside like Radiance Films have been doing. So yeah, these films seem to be trying to go a bit more upmarket, but I just wish the back that up by actually doing a proper, you know, remaster of the film rather than just putting out whatever was available and yeah, calling it a day in that regard, because it is a bit of a shame that it doesn't look anywhere near as good as it could do. And I imagine I would have enjoyed it more had it looked better. You know, I'm not saying it should be a 4K release or a 2K scan or anything like that. Just get rid of all of the imperfections on the film that, yeah, don't need to be there. They don't make the film better. They don't, you know, improve the quality of the watching or anything like that. It's just not necessary to have those imperfections there, and therefore it does take a little bit away from the viewing of the film. But still a 3.5 out of 5. It's not my least favorite Kinji Fukasaku film that I've seen. I'd say The Green Slime is probably worse than this, but yeah, it's far from the best that I've seen from him from this period. I'd say Wolves, Pigs and Men is definitely a better effort from the same year as this overall. But still, a good one, and yeah, definitely a well worth watching it overall. Nonetheless, though, if you have seen this one before, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.